Yeah.
Nice.
I'm seeing Elizabeth. My namesake is here. So yeah, that's president for you. The president himself doing amazing stuff. Yeah, without further ado, I think I'll hand over to all of you. Yes. Um, Good morning. My name is Rodrigo, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Very sorry we're late. We're a bit late today. It's because we were having a few technical issues we're trying to run. Thank you, Michelle, for covering for us. Michelle has a way of
Anytime.
just making sure. Yes, Rodrigo Entertainment is shining through and through. But yeah, Karibuni Sana. I want to welcome you to today's session. I don't know why I do this every morning, as in introduce them. They are capable of introducing themselves. I think they just like the sound of my voice starting for them. But
Yeah.
today I'm not going to do it. Let them begin for themselves. They can do this for themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
Karibuni.
Thank you, Rodrigo. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our session, Youthful Expressions. Today it's a beautiful morning. Naona wengine bado they're taking breakfast. Today, we know. Anyway, welcome.
Bahati ya ndimu. Bahati ya ndimu.
Thank you for joining us, people. Thank you. This is Youthful Expressions, and I'm your host, Michelle Midigo, together with Elizabeth Mwaura. I think she's here. Thank you for coming. This session is powered by J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment Collective. Yeah, thank you for this grand opportunity. So I think we can kick off, but I'll hand over to Elizabeth to say hi. Elizabeth.
Hi everyone. As I said, I am doing well. Give me a minute, then I'll have my video on. But I'm okay. Karibuni sana. Karibuni sana to this session.
Thank you. Okay, so I think we can start. We have been having wonderful sessions, and they all revolve around love. We started with love languages. We went to night lovers, and today we're going to discuss about love breadcrumbs. I'd like to hear someone's view about the topic, like a preview kidogo. Like, what did you think when you saw this topic going online and stuff? Mtu atupe opinion yake. This guy called Kiganya Guru. Do you mind? I think he's smiling. So let a vibe. Kiganya, tell us.
I need some minute first. I need some minute. I'll catch up. I'll catch up. I don't want to start off today.
Why? Imagine this is an opportunity. Just say what's in your mind. It can't be that hard. Love breadcrumbs. Hadi ukisema ni upendo wa mkate. It's okay.
All I think it's a nice topic. I can't wait to hear from everyone's opinion. Then I'll add up. Yeah, it's a great topic. I'm enjoying it actually.
Okay, it's okay. Next one. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I can.
Please give us your preview about the topic, love breadcrumbs. What did you think when you saw this? And that was
sorry.
Okay. I'm asking if you can please give us your preview about the topic before we start off. Like, what do you think about this?
You're not that clear, please. I don't know what's up to your side.
Oh my God. Like, I'm not clear at all.
Hello.
Hi.
Somehow not really clear.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Hello?
I don't know. Can you hear me now? I feel like I'm shouting.
Yeah.
Can you hear?
Yeah, that's.
So I was asking if you can please give us a preview about the topic, love breadcrumbs. Like, what came to your mind when you saw that?
First of all, good morning to everybody.
Good
And
morning.
the topic was not that clear to me at a point because actually remember too after a few minutes and I've decided to join in so that I can catch up. Uh, when you talk about maybe we can make some more elaboration because sijamake kwenda through the whole topic. So I'm kind of not very clear about the same. Remember a few minutes ago so sijaweza kuianalyze kabisa and then I was sent the link. I've decided to join in because I love the session of talk, counseling, and motivation. So I want to, maybe I will catch up in the clear information about the topic. Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
As I said, welcome all to this session. For those who are joining, welcome. So for me, love breadcrumbs. I'll start with breadcrumbing. This is it's a relationship where I hope everyone can hear me. Am I clear?
Yeah.
There is a lot of statics on your side, Michelle.
A lot of
Statics, like static waves. We can't hear you clearly.
okay. Okay, let me fix this in a minute. I don't know. Is it my network or what's happening?
Probably, maybe. But we can go on. It's not that bad.
It's okay. Because I don't want people to miss the details so that we can proceed together on the same line. So breadcrumbing is where your significant other is not often in contact with you. Like in let's say this relationship is where for example, let me give it an example so people can understand. Like your significant other is not usually there to like hayuko hapo kila time. You get this is like you can date someone like we are dating, then anapotea for weeks, then when time anaona you are starting to raise questions anarudi. Are you people understanding?
Yeah.
So breadcrumbing is where your significant other is often not in contact for a significant amount of time, but the next time he or she appears, they start giving you they start flirting with you so that nikama just to keep you interested. They start flirting with you to keep you interested, and it's like what is this word? It's like leading someone on. You understand? It's leading like for example, I'm here today we are dating and like that, and all of a sudden I just disappear from nowhere. I disappear, then when I feel like things are not going well, I come back again to keep telling you that I love you and stuff, but I'm not committed. It's like sending signals which are not like not significant to the other person. So I hope everyone has understood the meaning of love breadcrumbs, right?
Oh, yeah. Now,
there you go. Thank you. Now we can proceed to their characteristics. What are the characteristics of a love breadcrumber? Like someone who is always there for a while, then leaves, then comes back. First, according to me, they don't send messages consistently. You can chat today, then after a few weeks, that's when you're chatting again. That person is always just going through your text just to see how you're proceeding, but hayuko committed entirely. You understand? They are also they are committal, and they don't like to be specific on meetups or making plans for you. Like their messages, they're not ambiguous. Their messages are not ambiguous at all. Who has another characteristic of a love breadcrumb? Elizabeth, are you still with us?
Yes, I am here. I think another sign ni never set a concrete plan. In that if nile wale watu watakwambia yeah tutaenda out tutafanya nini, but they never like set a specific day to go out, like wanna keep on procrastinating kila time, and then you find out 1 month imeisha bado hamtaenda hiyo out that you had planned you'll go. So I think that's another characteristic of them.
Yeah. And another one is that they don't make a genuine effort to understand you or even to know you well. Like they only know vitu tu ziko tu hapa juu, anajua kama Kiganya, I just know you're dark, you like music. Hiyo tu ndo anajua. And you guys are dating and hana ile interest ya kujua your fears, like your hobbies, like what you like and dislikes. Hiyo tu hapo tu. Like kind of interest there, like he or she is not making a genuine effort to know you at all ama kukuelewa. And another thing is that they do not respond to your messages oftenly, but wale watu wataview post yako ndo wakaina rada wajiange meet alienda huku. So in case you guys happen to meet, atakuwa na kitu ya kusema, I saw your pic like this, but they don't text you. They don't text you at all. And then we have this one, they text you only to see whether you're still thinking about them. Like they appear from nowhere. You texted on Monday, they haven't texted you this whole week, they text you on Sunday, then he's like, baby, I miss you, I'm still thinking about you. You, because you're blinded with love, no, gee, it's a love breadcrumb, you'll just say, I love you too, I miss you, I can't stop thinking about you. So that's what kitu in our bamba. They say, this girl can stay without me, this boy can stay without me. You see, that's one of their characteristics. And another thing, they don't make you feel good about your self-esteem at all. I think a love breadcrumber is also like a night lover. Somehow it's also like a night lover because hana ile effort ya ku raise your self-esteem. You can find yourself at you're together with you go somewhere else and you meet up with your friends, then the guy is over commenting the other girls, telling them how they look pretty, na haja ku comment the whole morning at all. I noticed your makeup na says umejimwagia powder, but the guy doesn't notice at all. But ukienda place, so anafanya scary badge. What can you see these other girls, but you cannot comment me, and I'm supposed to be a woman. You understand? The other thing is they make you feel like it's your fault every time that you guys have an argument. They always make you feel like it's your fault. Kama ni dem, atashinda kusema, hata nimewe huku nifanyia hii kitu, mbona mimi sipeleki out kama kina Elizabeth? But mimi sipeleki out or something. They'll always make you, no, anajua kweli mazee hauna pesa. Anajua, you see, someone who loves you, someone who's supposed to understand, anajua huna kitu, but lazima raise an issue just to make you conflict, ndeka your fault, in case ujue alikuwa na love breadcrumb, utaki kutoka, it's all your fault. You understand? Then, like for example, they cannot commit to a date or a meetup. Like Elizabeth said, they'll be saying, babe, leo tuende outing, lakini nitakushuhudia that taenda. Then you're all over like, yes, babe, I can't wait to hang out with you, and stuff. Then, but they don't tell you like a specific time in the end, a specific date. When you start to raise the issue, wanaanza kuleta like they're not, maybe they're kind of busy, you see. They just brush it off. They just said it, but they're not committed to it. Elizabeth, do you have something to add on characteristics of a breadcrumb?
Sorry, guys, to joining in. Sorry, Kidogo. Can we all switch off our mics so that whatever is happening on Michelle's end can stop? Hopefully, let's just switch off our mics unless we're speaking. So sorry. Continue.
Okay. I think now, even before we get to characteristic, I think connect to interesting million about love breadcrumbs. There's a definition I saw. Nikaona the definition it says like it's a way of breaking up with someone. you don't say you want to break up with that person, but it's a way, it's a form of breaking up with someone, but it's just plain like you don't want to text ile yenye tunaitanga kughost mtu. So I think that's another. I think ni ile yenye ikifika to the point that una feel uko breadcrumbed, inamaanisha ni eti huyo msee anataka ku break up na wewe, ni eti hana guts za kukwambia that he or she wants a break up. So nile, they don't text you. If they text you, it's maybe twice a day. And then if you tell them that they have wameku breadcrumb, now they come again, wanaanza kukutext tena, then after 2 or 3 days, ama maybe to at most 1 week, bado mtindo inajirudia tu. So that's I think a very interesting thing. It's just another form of breaking up with someone. But kwa characteristics nimesema zote.
So,
and another
sorry.
another one maybe ni tuseme ukipata text zake, their text don't mean anything. Like how you get a text from your guy and then uko so excited, but this one unapata tu text yake and then uko zile za it doesn't make sense. So maybe something like that. Maybe that's another characteristics of their messages maybe.
Okay, then you said it, but it's a way of breaking up with someone. Okay. What if the guy just got in the relationship just because I'm so lonely, but he's not entirely interested in you? How can you say it? If I was just lonely, I'm looking for someone just to be telling me, baby, baby, I love you, baby, and stuff.
Okay, I think if it get to your part, that's another different way maybe of looking at it. Because sababu you can at it like that, ile yenye the person maybe he's doing that because he's lonely, and then but now maybe we are talking in a situation yenye the relationship imekaa for quite a long time. Maybe you've said and then notice something is definitely off. So hapo ndipo maybe we can say form of breakup. Lakini hii akuwa lonely. Yeah, that's another one.
So we can both agree that breadcrumbing it's like sending out flirtatious signals, but you're not committed to the relationship at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like lowering your partner romantically, but not putting much effort or commitment. Unataka tu vitu zikuwe tu hivyo. Like I can text you today, alafu like have you ever find yourself in a situation that you haven't spoken with your guy or your girl like for 3 weeks. Na si eti hana simu, si eti hana bundles. You can see him posting his statuses and something. Na si eti kwao hakuna simu. Then all of a sudden after 3 weeks he's there like, hi babes.
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to respond to such a situation?
Please, mwenye ameka for long bila kukutext ama please.
That's not your ex because according to you you're dating, right? But he's not consistent to the texting and stuff. Then all of a sudden from nowhere he just texts you, hi babes.
Unamwambia tu hi, like una decide hata yeku. Because I think at the end of it all, huyo mwenye breadcrumbed ataumia if you don't get to be for yourself. So ataumia. So I think it's not fair for someone to be love breadcrumbed. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not fair. Yeah, I think I will ask Rodrigo to explain for us about this love breadcrumbs thing.
Mi ukiniuliza kuhusu breadcrumbs nitasema boy child anaonewa sana. Mbona hapa ma boy child hawaongei? Wapi boy child kwa? Wapi? Ona hizi ma boy child ziko hapa tu na kazi yao ni kucheka kusmile, but I understand because breadcrumbing sometimes most people, let me tell you, most people blame a lot of guys kuhusu history ya breadcrumbing. Michelle, miss you kwa nini umenitag, lakini wacha tu niseme History ya breadcrumbing. Wow. Dari nimekuona. Fanya hivi. No, ka wewe ni dem na unakubali kubreadcrumiwa, there's a very big problem with you. Kuna shida kubwa sana wewe ka dem. Wewe kwa nini unakubali wewe? Ulisikia wapi? Ndio hiyo. No, here's the thing. The truth of the matter is this. Anybody who's being breadcrumbed is allowing themselves to be breadcrumbed, because breadcrumbing is all about, sijui kama mnajua breadcrumbs ni nini kwanza. I think Michelle started with that definition, but do you guys know what breadcrumbs are? Breadcrumbs ni tule tu vitu tunaangukanga chini ukikulanga mkate. You know those unga things twenye tunabaki, ona vile Michelle anafanya tu mikono. Hizo vitu zenye una hizo hapo. Uto tu vitu. Those kind of things, those are the ones that are called breadcrumbs. So usually when they're talking about breadcrumbing, it's those kind of people who, like Michelle said, they are flattering you and you think you're in a relationship with them, but just when you think you're in a relationship, anakutoka anakuambia bro, mi hata sika huko, kwanza anakuita hadi bro. Ambia bro, hata sika huko wazi, hata story yako. Ama badala ya kukwambia anafanya venye Elizabeth amesema, anakughost live na unaishia. Yeah? So the thing is, I always say, nobody can make you anything you don't want to be. Acha nisiseme hiyo, nisimalize sentence. You are the captain of your ship. Basically, that's what I'm saying. You're the captain of your ship. So some of these things, if they're happening to you, you need to be able to stand up for yourself and say, by the way, me Mr. Breadcrumiwa. And that's the only way you can get out of it. Nimeona magal child wameniangalia uko vibaya. Let a comment.
Mimi niko na issue Rodrigo.
Hey.
For example, tumeanzana na boy vizuri sana. Okay, acha niseme ya ushago. Alikuwa ushago, we were dating very well. Alafu aende mtaa. You get?
Yes.
Akienda mtaa, you see, anapata those hot ladies, slave queens and stuff. Then akirudi, all of a sudden, anakughost. But hakuambi kwa nini? Hakupei a valid reason. Najua mtu ajuange akifanywa hii maneno, by the way. It's not our fault. Let me say it's not.
Kwa nini usijue? Kwa nini usijue?
Sababu, I think what Michelle, the reason as to why huwezi jua ni utanotice venye na kutext si venye amezo. After you want to get out, sasa ndio anakuja tena na another. So like maybe he had his own issues. Like we always try to understand.
Hiyo sasa ndio mbaya. Don't think he has his own. Ushaiona ile mimi yenye nasema Nixon sema.
So I think the thing we should understand here, they are saying at you huwezi jua somebody when they love breadcrumbing you. It's really easy to know that, because why do you say wakati alikuwa sharks alikuwa na communicate smart, ndio? When now it gets down, ameanza kubreak, ndio? That is what you're trying to communicate. So it's really easy for us.
Acha nikwambie Michelle, let me tell you something that most times, in fact, ladies don't understand. And I say ladies because it's happening mostly to ladies. Ni ngumu sana upate boy anakuwa breadcrumbed, my friend. Kwanza hata you know, here's the thing. When kama mse alikuwa ushago na alikuwa msawa akitext Elizabeth ana text sawa, lakini ameenda huko city ameanza kutext ovyo ni kama hataki kuchat. By the way, you know that's a signal, and that's basically a signal to tell you ebu jiamshe uende. Lakini madem ni nani? Wasichana ni nani? Ushaiona ile mimi yenye tuna ati sijasikia
with this person, you are in love. See, wewe bado hakuna kitu change from your side.
No problem. You're in love, no problem. Listen, hiyo ndio inakuanga shida sasa. No problem. You're in love, but you see something ladies never understand. And I say ladies because of course I've seen this happen with ladies a lot. You're in love with your heart, but don't also forget your brain.
Yeah. Again, say it again.
Don't also forget. Honor my boy, Santeni boy child. Mwanane support his story.
Yeah, hapo ni ukweli. Liz and Michelle, I'm supporting Rodrigo. Hapo ni true, by the way. Hapo ni true. There is a point in relationship, ukianza kuona vile maneno inaenda, unafaa ujitoe. For real.
Yeah, no matter how much you love.
No matter how much you love. Love is not a blindfold for you to think that ananipenda.
Yes,
Akianza kufanya
exactly.
hizo, jitoe.
I disagree with you. Hakuna ya hivyo ati kwa sababu your guys and then we are ladies. No, we are not going to accept that. I think you guys ni nyinyi huwa sometimes you say, like, I think for love for ladies huwa inakuja from heart, and then for you guys ni kama inakujanga from mind. I don't know.
Hakuna ngoja kidogo ngoja.
Hello.
Aki madam child atusaidia Aki.
Now, the thing that you should understand here, Elizabeth. No, you're saying men wanapenda sijui from what, but something that we should understand, ladies are too emotional. So you try to bring your emotion in the real thing. Okay? And when you come to evaluate every single man, they're very logical. Okay? So anytime a man looks to a certain situation and after evaluation they see that things are not working right, the alternative is make the way that everything will run smart for them. But you find that it takes longer for the lady to make a decision, because most of the ladies act in emotions, you see. So you make your emotions carry you through so long when you're supposed to make a very lasting and a tough decision sometimes, you see. So we need to understand, Elizabeth, you started by saying that breadcrumbing is a sign of maybe breaking up, somebody is not ready to tell you. That is what you started by saying. So if that is happening, and that is what you told us about the definition, then it means things are not working right on you. Okay? So you have to make a decision. Okay? Which most of the lady takes longer time to make. Because how come yeah?
Sababu sisi we are just ladies, and when you're getting out of a relationship, you just go out of it. Ni kama hata you're not affected.
Ngoja kidogo, Elizabeth. Here's the thing. Let me tell you one thing I know for fact. And I love that we started. You guys remember we started with love languages. Can you guys, do you guys realize that Nixon has already touched on exactly what you talked about? Do you guys also realize that we talked about personalities, meaning logos, ethos, and pathos? That there are those people who think using emotions, there are those people who think using logic, and then there are those people also who think or reason using what is called ethics. You get? So again, as a lady who's starting to date someone, starting to date a guy, and yes, today we are focusing on ladies because for me, this is something that I see affecting ladies a lot, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect men. That being said, first of all, regardless of however, whoever, whomever, whatever those evers are called, regardless of that person that you love, get to a point of saying, if I'm not you see, the other thing is I could be your choice. Like we discussed that love is a choice. So I could be your choice. Let me now introduce another controversy here. I could be your choice. You could have loved me and say me, I'm choosing, Elizabeth is saying, I'm choosing Rodrigo. So if she says I'm choosing Rodrigo, she's made me a choice, but she's not made me a priority. Yeah. That's a whole different thing. Yeah. Choosing someone and making them a priority, that's a whole different thing. You can choose me, but kumbe kwa list yako niko number 3.
Sure.
Oh, goodness.
Wow, mwingine amestuka huko akisema. Yeah? You see, that's the point. I can choose you, but you still number 3, and then at the end of the day, it's So it's all about priority. You get.
Yeah.
So as a lady who's dating someone and you're suspecting that this someone could possibly be could possibly almost throwing breadcrumbs everywhere. He doesn't want to commit. That's the logical definition of breadcrumbing. He doesn't simply want to commit. Why are you staying there as a lady though? Why are you staying there as a guy? You need to wake up yourself and tell yourself, guess what? And this is why we are saying, don't love with your heart, love with your brain and your heart. Because your brain is supposed to carry you into thinking, by the way, hapa ni kuchess war na chess war.
But Rodrigo,
I think what Rodrigo is saying is quite true. But I also have another view on the same. You know, we ought to be very serious when it comes to dating and matters to do with the relationship. We need to be very sober when we're getting in it. And, if you're dating for a serious reason that is heading to marriage, you ought to have your sober minds with you. And
hata hivyo watu umeenda mbali. Have you guys ever seen that meme? Umeshaiona ile meme inasemanga je na ni Jalangwa, I think. I know hata si meme. It was something Jalaga was saying. Stop forgiving your cheating boyfriend. Hata sisi tunakutaka bwana. Wacha kumsamehea. Wacha kumsamehea, hata sisi tunakutaka. Mwache aende, hata sisi tunakutaka. But if you keep, that's the other thing. Don't have patterns in your life that are negative patterns. You get. Toka mahali penye una feel haupendwi, badala ya kujifinyilia hapo ukisema, that's the other thing I've noticed with ladies. You know, I can change him. We can discuss these things. Hai ni leo tu.
Honestly, Rodriguez, you can change no one unless they decide to change.
You can't change anyone. You can't change anyone.
Whatever Nelson is saying about reasons why we're dating, it's very important, by the way. You don't take someone and play with them with their heart. If you're looking for a hobby, I think you should go do swimming classes. You're looking for a hobby, go do something that makes you happy. I think reasons why we're dating, it's a very, very important. We should get to know why we're dating. We should get to know why we're dating.
Yeah, and another thing, in the same point, you know, in the serious note of dating, I think if instead of breadcrumbing someone, I think the best thing is to be honest with yourself. Why should I keep you in the chain unless I know you're priority number 3 and I've got the priority number 1? I should drop the others. I should respect my own self. You see, I should be able to stand on the position and say, actually, this is the truth. You know, in the current generation, you have lacked sincereness, truth, and honesty. And that is the reason why you see we have a lot of conflict in breadcrumbing. And we ought to stand, correct men, correct ladies. We need to be honest with ourselves. If Riza, I'm dating you and you're number 3 in the priority list, why should I keep you there? I should be honest with myself and tell you honestly. Let it hurt, but let the truth be told. Yeah.
Ukweli hapo.
There's something very interesting mtu amesema kwa chat. I think I'll have to read that. Sijui kwa nini they want to speak. And it's a guy who has said, I love what he has said. Amesema, boy child, if things have changed, why not let her know and not play with her emotions? That is very true. That is very true. If una feel
Ngoja, it is not my it is not my responsibility. It is not my responsibility to tell you about your own decision. Ati matters zimechange. Hakuna kitu, by the way, notice, hakuna kitu imechange from my end. Ngoja, hakuna kitu imechange from my end, by the way. Because at the beginning, I was never, Goja Nixon, in the beginning, I was never serious with you.
What?
I was never serious with you. Nothing has changed, my friend. And nothing has changed, my friend. Ngoja, twende pole. In the beginning, hakuna teacher, you should tell me to do anybody responsible. Mimi, when I was coming into this, I knew I was coming here to flirt and enjoy myself. I was making sure we're all having fun. Wewe ukaenda ukajiambia, Rodrigo ananipenda, anataka sijui ho. Sasa umeenda ukajiwekea vitu zako serious. Sasa wewe vile umejiwekea vitu serious. Ngoja kidogo.
Ebu please.
Rodriguez, please. Why?
Michelle. Yeah, face
Yeah?
Michelle. Yeah, if that is a face you need all ladies to have. Ukisema kitu kama hiyo. Wow, how do you say? And then another thing, we need to look at. No, I think we need to for people who are already in a relationship, and then mtu aboeke, and then anaanza kucollaborate.
Okay.
Would you say that pia hiyo ni you are there for to flirt?
Unajua okay, Nixon kuna kitu alikuwa anasema sijika nataka Nixon malizia kwanza nikuje.
I wanted to ask you a question, Rodriguez. Why would
Ask
you just
me.
start dating someone and you're not serious, you're just there to enjoy yourself? Why would you do that?
Listen, let me tell you something.
I was just there for a while. I was never serious. You took it serious, and you approached someone and just started life.
Relax kidogo guys, I'm going to switch off your mics. Kuna watu wanaongea hapa na sielewi ni akina nani. Kata sinizima mic if you're not addressed. Kuna watu wameingia. Switch off your mics guys, thank you so much. Unless you're addressing the nation like we are. Yeah, we are. Thank you for those who are switching off their mics. Kuna jamaa fulani hapa anaitwa Agent Mahon bana. We. Thank you. Finally. Switch off your mics, guys. Thank you. Right. Okay. So we're back. Can everybody hear me? Everybody can hear me. Sindio?
Yes.
Listen, let me tell you something. People are mistaken by thinking that people get into dating simply because of the purpose of marriage. That's very wrong. In fact, I refuse. I come against. Yes, people don't just date for the sake of dating and then we get married. People date for different reasons. Kuna wase wamekuwa pressured na wazazi mpaka wanafeel, unajua Elizabeth bana jue you are my namesake, mimi nimepewa pressure. Suka mi story hata wewe najua umepigwa pressure, tushikane to date, tusemange kuna kakitu kanaendelea for the sake of things, you know. So let me tell you, as a woman, as a lady, as a man, understand why are we dating. Hiyo ndio unasikia mademo anaenda mahali wanauliza who are we, babe sisi who are we, unasikia boy ameanza kusema we are a chosen generation. Wewe unaniuliza who are we, mimi nitakwambia we are a chosen generation called forth to show his excellence. Na utaka hapo, wacha nikwambie ukweli. Know why you're dating the person you're dating. Why am I dating you? I'm dating you because I'm looking to to my youth who are funny. Sit down and ask each other, why are we dating? For what sake? For how long? So that we can be able to.
I need to add something else yenye imesema kwa chat. I think this is very, very important.
Yes.
Dairy enyewe pia sisi kama boy child tunafaa kufanya nini? Kujiheshimu. Why should I keep ladies waiting when you know kuna mmoja ameweza? Give that one lady 100% attention. Hao wengine waache wajenge maisha yao bana.
Ngoja kidogo. No. Let's make it very clear. Relax, ngoja. Kuna mwenye unajua ameweza na kuna mwingine hapa mwenye unakoroga. By the way, mind you, hatukorogange because tunataka kukoroga. Tunakoroganga because we understand it is essential kukoroga. Wewe ushaisikia chakula imepikwa bila kukorogwa?
Before even get anywhere further. I think for what reason?
It's very simple.
Ni chakula.
Hakuna nyinyi sio chakula, but you see, nyinyi sio chakula, but what is the food is what is called the relationship. Hata kama udema ameweza, anaweza kuwa ushaona dema amewezana lakini mimi anibambi.
Yeah, sure.
Anaweza je kama hakubambi?
Kuweza ni different aspects. Ina depend na Kenya nataka. Unaweza kuwa umeweza ki beauty wise lakini hapa juu kwa brain hakuna kitu uko nayo. Hiyo pia ni kuweza.
Rodrigo, kwa hao wote there is one mwenye unaona ameweza in all aspects. So tunamaanisha wote hao wengi.
But for me to see ameweza hizo aspects zote, for me to see ameweza hizo aspects zote, I have to also make sure that I sample all of these other ones so that I can know.
Hey,
My Lord.
let me kuna something Rodriguez amesema so important. I think
yes? Definite thing.
No, I'm not supporting him, but I want to clarify something Enyame talk about. I talk about having yourself together and know why are you dating? Why are you starting that? And I think if you come to the start of everything, you have to know why you're getting in it. Now, after getting to know why you're getting in it, then if there was a change, you should drop it. Because if you have discussed and agreed with someone that you're ready to get in it, then you should drop the other list. You see? So about
you
something,
are right.
everybody knows. Yes?
You are right, 100%.
About something, what I have to say in that, if you've sat down with somebody and agreed, this is the point, this is where we move, and all of you are in one accord that we are ready to move on. Even if you had a list, you should be able to drop it, because already you have tuned to someone that I am here, I am ready to commit myself fully to you, give my time, give everything that I can within us, outside us, to grow whatever we have started. So even if you had a list that you wanted to sample, my friend, you should be able to drop it, because already you've registered with somebody. But if you've not discussed with someone on what you want to achieve in the same, I think you can check out, look for qualities that you're looking for. If you see them, talk, know if you can move on together, and drop the other list.
I agree 100%.
Before we continue, I don't know if Magi atatusikia tuambie, kwa sababu mimi ninaona hapa tuna venye tumenini. Magi. Hi Magi. Ni kama hayuko. I really need to hear ladies talk about this thing. Mimi kuna venye I'm not understanding.
Let me tell you something, Elizabeth, that I know is fact. The moment and the day ladies decide to sit their men down and decide to say, okay, here's the thing, babe. Mimi nataka. Alafu, wewe unataka nini? That is the day history yote itaisha. Because the toughest thing that people don't understand, ladies never include men in their discussions. They think we don't have hearts. They think we operate with our machineries ama nini. The day you as a woman, you as a lady decide to include your guy and say, by the way, babe, you know what? I want to know, what do you think about what we're doing right now? Why are we dating? Is it important that we date? What do you think is lacking here? Ushaikuwa mahali na dem, you guys are best friends. And let me use that. Wewe kwako, the friendship is platonic as a guy. Udem asha kupenda, asha jisign, asha jua yeye ni boyfriend yako. Anasemanga tu, yeye ni boyfriend yangu, atakuja tu kujua, but ni venye hajajua. Those are the kind of situations where you find yourself being breadcrumbed. Na mimi nitaku breadcrumb vizuri, si hivyo ndivyo unataka? Vizuri na nikuandalie vizuri na kwanza huko yes, ukikuja huko utakuwa unapata supu imetayarishwa, nyama iko sawa. Hiyo siku hata hakuna kula nyama ya ng'ombe, hiyo siku ni nyama ya mbuzi, one on one, my friend.
Yeah, true.
Wewe wacha.
Ukweli hapo.
Ukweli.
Listen to that. Actually, ladies, an advice for ladies, you need to sit your man down and tell him what you want and why are you in that, and then ask him, what do you want? I think we need to hear that. We need.
Bwana, history ya kwenda kujijazia madem vile mnajijazia history ati hapa ati he's my boyfriend. Sijui me and him.
Before we get to that, there's something else very interesting yenye mimi napenda chat yenye inaendelea hapa. This is very interesting. Sababu nyinyi watu mnafaa kusoma hizi chats. Haya, there's someone amesema, Ken amesema all relationships should be based on the values. Nixon amesema truth and honesty, which is very true. Agent Mahona amesema mna misappoint here na sisikii msi akimention space, too much room na red flags. You will get that. Then another thing yenye nimependa hapa ni Kim Floyd amesema it is wrong to waste another person's time and personality in the name of sampling. That is very immature. That's immature.
Hapana,
The thing here, listen, Elizabeth, listen.
Anahitaji kupiga makofi.
Rodrigo said something very important. He said about there are different reasons why people date. I might be serious, you might not be serious.
Thank you.
I might just come here to enjoy you and to enjoy time, but you might be serious. So we should first realize, why are we trying to date?
What do we want?
Yeah.
What do we want?
And the bigger problem, I think the bigger problem here, I think the bigger problem we are having here is that we have a very, we have tuned our mind to what we want to hear in the discussion, other than facing the whole truth.
Yeah.
We are discussing because there is something I want to hear that I'm not hearing. You see, but we should understand. How I hear it from Rodriguez, how I hear it from Boro. It's something that we have to face the facts. Not what we want to hear. We have to, if you're a lady, if you're a man, we have to face the fact to make the things right. We have to listen to.
I like what Derry has said kwa chats, which is we must realize this is two-way, and that is 100% agreed. But remember what Mboro also said. If it is two-way, then include the man in the conversation.
Yeah, there is no need.
Include the man in the conversation if it's two-way. But if it's one way, I will breadcrumb you like nobody's business, my friend.
I think Rodrigo Nafawali. Kuna swali msema hapo. How would you feel as a boy child ukijua girl child na kusample?
Wacha nikwambie ukweli. Let me tell you the truth of the matter. Mimi, I don't refuse being sampled. Am I not tasty? Am I not good enough? You can only sample something you like. You can never go sample nyama ya pork yenye imechemshwa na nyama ya mbuzi kama upendi. Sampling something is meaning you actually love. How do we get to decide who we are going to marry? We have to sample, my friend. Acha nikwambie, people date for different reasons, and the illusion that all of us are dating to get married. By the way, who said we have to get married because we are dating? No. Who said? No. Who said? My friend, we can decide to date because it's fun to date. You know why it's fun to date? Because we get to realize who we are with each other. And that's how we end up deciding, by the way, unajuaje? Hii kitu by the way inaenda poa sana tuoane.
No. I refuse. I think new boy child kuna venye mnaona relationship in a very different angle from CC. Because if you're not ready, if not ready to be kama mnafanya hivyo for fun, why don't you get another hobby? Get another hobby, go with your hobbies. Lakini kama unakuja
no, listen to me. Listen. Elizabeth, the reason why we get married after a relationship, it's because we have realized we are compatible. Our dating was so successful.
Thank you. That's the word, compatible. Yeah.
No, I disagree with you.
Can I give an example? I know Michelle wants to talk, but can I give an example? Najua Michelle and can I give an example? Gocha kitoko nipe an example. Before Nameless and Wahoo are married, Nameless and Wahoo are my personal friends, and I love them to bits. Before they were married, they dated for a good 7 years. Why? And they started dating in campus. Why? Why do they feel they need to date for 7 years? Why? Because they understood we must first of all be here in this particular space, so that with this space, we can shed the shells that are in our eyes. We can look at ourselves and say, culture inasema tufanye hivi na hivi, but guess what? Kama Nameless na Wahoo sio lazima tufanye. Those are the kind of things my boy child tunataka. You can't just come and expect. Unajua shida ya madem ni moja. Ni wewe unataka kupata na chali leo, in the next 2 years mmeoana. Ulisikia wapi? Ulisikia wapi? Wapi huko? Let me tell you, if there's something, and the moment ladies realize this is the day they'll now start knowing who is a man and how can I operate with a man. There is nothing more important to a man Number one is freedom. Freedom yake, ile space yake, the personal space ya mwanaume ni very important. Number two, even above sex itself, is respect. You could be terrible in bed as a woman, but if you respect the man, you will get him.
Look at that face on Michelle. Wow.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking. I'm looking at vizuri sana. Yeah. So we need to be able to understand what drives a man is not the same thing that drives a woman. So as a woman, how am I going to position myself to be able to understand that this is what my man wants and this is what I want as a woman? Like we said, remember, love languages. What is your love language as a woman? Does it correspond to the man? You can't get into with a man.
Another thing.
Yes.
Rodrigo, another thing. You know, the whole essence of dating is about knowing each other, right? You get to know my primary love language, I get to know yours.
Exactly.
If you cannot give me my love languages, damn, girl, that's what is the most important thing. That's the most important thing. So why would I want to? Yeah. Why do I want to stay with you if you can't give me what is the most important thing in my life?
No, I think let me now that's according to you guys. I think you need to get it from I think you really need to get it from our side, and then after this one we need to continue on with whatever Michelle amenyamaza the whole time. But I think another thing ni if you are doing the sampling as Rodrigo kwanza mnafanyanga wacha hata tusisonge hapo. If you're doing whatever you call it as samples and taking sampling and whatever, you're not supposed to do it in a relationship. Unafaa kufanya out of like wakati wewe uko single. Sample
Elizabeth, what defines a relationship? What defines a relationship? What time do we get and say now this is a relationship?
Immediately you get into a relationship.
How do we get how do we get into that thing called relationship? What defines what moves people from a platonic relationship to we are across?
Tunakuombea by the way. I think kitu inafaa kuwa ni if you are doing the sampling and you have so many ladies to look at, don't get into a relationship. Sample everyone you can, but immediately umesettle to this one. Wachana na hao wengine. Now concentrate to this one person. Get to understand their primary love language and all that. Kwa sababu immediately unaingia unasema hao wengine wote hawajaweza, ni huyu mmoja ameweza. So me I'm not Michelle abusema kitu kwa sababu these people are just
yes. Okay. Najua msi-confuse ile time ya nakatiana bet na kuambia leo nimenoki macho yako na ile time the boy has come amesema I want you to be my girl. Ukisema hivyo you are sober. You are sober, right? Hauko umekunya na kama umekunya sote tumelewa, and the people who speak the truth ndio tumelewa. You came and told me, baby, we should be together like you proposed yani to date. Me hapo sikuwa nimetoka wazimu. So it means you are committed to it.
Mimi hata Michelle sijakata. In fact, you have put it very correctly. Umeyeka very correctly. There's never going to be a time you'll ever call a relationship serious if the guy doesn't tell you mimi nakutaka. How many times do ladies wait to be told mimi nakutaka? Wengine mnajijazianga vitu zenu.
Lakini ni yao. But I don't think you should be breadcrumbing me. Umeniambia I want us to be together, you be my girl, you be my guy, like
Ngoja kidogo. We have men in this house. Excuse me, men. Please tell me. Ukiwahi ambia dem mimi nakutaka. Do you ever breadcrumb them?
No.
Never.
We don't do that.
Utaisikia jamaa amekwambia mimi nakutaka na nakubreadcrumb.
No,
but their masculinity it's being shaken when they are in a relationship.
Excuse Ngoja, no problem. Let me say something very clear. Never ever in your life give the responsibility of a man to a boy. Hallelujah, man.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Never ever give the responsibility of a man to a boy. Usiwahi kubali. If you give the responsibility of a man to a boy, you will be breadcrumbed hata kama mko kwa relationship. How do you know the difference between a man and a boy? It is very simple. The difference between a man and a boy is very simple. And like I said, I always say this. Age and maturity are not mutually exclusive. That means just because I'm grown does not mean I'm a man. And just because I'm young doesn't mean I'm immature. Never give the responsibility of a man to a boy. And that's why you'll find ladies always having bad relationships, because you expect a man in a boy's mind.
And that's called for ladies. Ladies, be attentive. Be attentive when someone is approaching you. Study them. Get a diploma of them. Get a degree, mastered, PhD. Study them. That's when you'll get to differentiate between a man and a boy. That's simple. When someone tells you they want
agree. I totally agree.
Lakini, okay, why are you not becoming men then? Why are you acting like boys and sampling us?
No, excuse you.
It's your responsibility to study.
Excuse you. It is you who is dating boys and confusing them for men.
Yeah.
You being a I think we need to understand.
I'm 21 years old. Next expect a boy.
I know. And then another thing we need to understand, we need to understand, if whoever as a man or as a guy, you feel like you're not ready for dating, that is the time maybe you feel, why then make propose to a lady like
Acha nikwambie kitu, my namesake Elizabeth. There will never come a time when the boy child will feel like they're not ready to date. Hakuna siku. Akue boy, akue man, hakuna siku itaifika uambie boy tunataka kudate akwambia hapana. Never.
And then don't be available to everyone, ladies. Choose. Don't let anyone pick you.
Kwani we ni wifi ya hoteli? Ati tukikuja tu tunakuasha alafu hapana.
No,
Weka password.
No.
Weka password.
Hey, there's someone here anasema something very interesting, and it is very, very true. Anasema it is not fun. Okay, it is fun to date, but it's not because it's a responsibility. Immediately you propose to that one person, it's a responsibility. Hakuna venye unaweza. Another thing umesema, Rodrigo, I will use your words against you. Umesema immediately uambie a lady inamaanisha you can never breadcrumb that lady. See, that's what you've said.
Yes.
Exactly. So the point ni, if you get into a relationship and then you notice that your guy is breadcrumbing you, then inamaanisha that guy inamaanisha hapo nakupenda from the beginning.
Have you noticed that maybe that is your problem? Maybe you changed.
I think
maybe
you
changed.
I think.
Yeah. Yes.
I think there's something here we are missing. We are missing something here. It's like tunajitetea. You see, it's like we are trying to prove ourselves how we can do it. You see, Rodriguez is telling us that from the moment a guy amekwambia nakutaka, they cannot breadcrumb you. But we have seen it happening.
Yes.
We have seen it happening. So let us to quit in a position that we are very logical. It's not like tunajitetea. You know, I believe the discussion is not about tunajitetea. We are trying to help ourselves so that at least we can be able to help others at the outer world. I think the platform is set so that at least out of the same we can be able to learn from one another. It has happened in the community. We have seen it. Someone approach you and they quit without your notice. You know, we have seen it. So I think it is very possible to be breadcrumbed by the same person who told you nakutaka, as Rodriguez is saying. And we should be able to face it and know, why does it happen? At what time can it maybe
exactly
possibly
you remember why I started by saying know why you're getting into the relationship.
Sure.
Why I know somebody mwenye amekwambia nakutaka hawezi kubreadcrumb is because, again, you have to also understand as a lady, this man's mind, has it grown? Has it
Yeah.
grown to the point where his decisions, his word, there's something as guys we always know. Sisi kama maboy, mandume, kuna kitu tunajua. My word is my bond. Wacha kuniangalia hivyo Michelle, I'm speaking the truth. My word is my bond. My word is my bond. As a man, if I give you my word, it is my bond. It is what will make me stay there. I want to get out, even in marriages. Unapata msee anataka kutoka, but he's sticking there. How come Nameless and Wahoo have stayed for this long? It's because they took time to understand one another. And that's the key thing. Take time to understand one another. Take time to be with one another. Wacha kudate because una feel uko lonely ka dem. I'm a boy. Unaona? So sit your man down. Talk to your man. That's number one. Number two, understand what kind of man you're dating. And by the way, is he a man or a boy? Because just because he's dressed as a man doesn't necessarily mean he's a man kwa akili.
Sure.
So you have to be able to understand as a lady what's most important to me right now. And I'm speaking to ladies because this is something that affects ladies the most. Don't just jump into things because people are jumping into it. Katini jiulize, do I want to date? Because let me tell you a fact that is reality. Hakuna siku utaipata mwanaume anasema no to dating. Hakuna. Hata huyo boy, wacha sasa hata man. Hata huyo boy, hakuna siku atasema no to dating. Do you know why? Because as men, our primal instinct is to be able to find a mate. And the process of finding a mate, we have to sample. It is just nature. It is just life. I'm not defending cheating. I'm not defending all those other things. I'm simply...
Is there a way you can use another better word about sampling?
What do you even mean by you have to sample?
No.
What? Unajua kusample tulikuwa tuna
Sijasikia hiyo jina. Sijasikia hiyo swali.
Ana sample kusample tu.
No, you know, wacha nikwambie, there's no better word to use. There's no better word to use than sampling. Because it is the reality. Unaona vile inakuuma.
There's a guy who is actually asking kwa chat. We need to define.
How are you sampling?
Internet yako inapotea, hatukusikii vizuri. Internet yako inapotea. Do this, write on your comment section and I'm sure Michelle will.
Rodrigo, you need to define for us what do you mean by sampling? You're supposed to define that for us.
Can you guys hear me now clearly?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me clearly? Kuna mahali tumepoteleana kidogo. Yeah, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Right, good, exactly. So here's what sampling is. Sampling means I am with you, I am committed, but I'm not waiting for marriage. It means at any time, even if I'm still committed, I can go.
Well, then why are you dating if you're not?
I'm not dating to get married. I'm not dating to get married.
Go back to the we need to go back to the
no.
If you're dating and it is not for marriage, then you are not supposed to date.
Apana, that's not the purpose of dating. Let me tell you. Please allow me to tell you. Dating is very simple. There's a process to marriage that doesn't necessarily have to start. There's what in a relationship, there's what is called singlehood. Then from singlehood, we go to dating. Then from dating, we go to courtship. Then from courtship, we go to marriage. Those are the 4 stages. By the way, let me tell you, we can decide to date and not court. Because during courtship is when I propose to you and tell you now, I want you to be my fiancé. So that from courtship, then we can get married. Please, tusikuwe tunaruka courtship kama madem. Ati unafikiri ati we can start dating and then jump into marriage. No. We date to understand one another and know who we are as people, as individuals and as a couple together. If we do not match as a couple, dating is the right stage ya kutoka na kuenda na kusema brother, hapa tuelewani mse, hapa ni kwenda tukiendanga. That's what dating is all about. Courtship, on the other hand, is now what you're referring to, because courtship is, we've already had fun, tumemaliza kusample, and now we're at a point where we're saying, now this is us saying and committing to each other that now we're ready to get married. That's the difference.
Okay. Ni sawa, tumetii.
Like I said, know who is a man and who is a boy. A man never minces his words. A man understands what he wants. A man will never ever tell you, I love you without meaning it. Why? Because he understands. He understands the power of his words. My word is my bond. If I tell you I love you, it's probably because I actually do. So usiwahi kubali kutumiwa ovyo ovyo. Hey. Heartbeats of the mind and mutations of the heart, people. Heartbeats of the mind and mutations of the heart.
Someone was saying, Auntie, does it mean you really have to, no, actually it's dairy. So does it really mean you have to hold more than one girl, one lady at a time? Rodrigo, when do tell us.
No, it does not mean, by the way, let me tell you, different men sample different ladies at their own different, and by the way, let's not pretend like ladies don't sample, tafadhali.
We
different
do.
people have different preferences. Kuna mwenye? Yes, exactly. Yes. Kwa nini mademo akisample ni sawa lakini wanaume wakisample ni kucheat?
Kwa sababu a difference ni what sample. No, and then actually sample is just a bad name to use. We don't sample. What na?
Hapana, it's a good name. You sample.
No, we don't sample. If you guys sample, then we are not in the same page. And then another thing, sisi huwa tunafanya hivyo before we get into a relationship. What tunafanya hivyo tukiwa single.
Yeah.
We get to identify who is who. But immediately tumeingia in a relationship.
Nikuulize, hata usiende mbali, wanaume ndio hawa. Wewe Mburu na wewe Nixon, unaweza penda kusampuliwa before they get into a relationship hata wewe?
Aha. Wacha tusikie.
What Elizabeth means ni umekaa na boy, umeona au ya nice. Alafu someone like Mburu comes, unaona yenyewe huyu ana make sense. That's when I'll say yes.
Exactly.
Macho kina Kevo kina Kamoto na siwapendi.
I think I agree with Michelle. I agree with Michelle.
As Elizabeth you're saying,
as
Elizabeth you're saying, I think the best time we ought to know when to do what, so that we don't get ourselves into, the messy situation. We need to know when am I to do supposed to do this so that I don't affect this, and that is what we should bring on table and be clear. Am I supposed to, as Rodriguez is using the term sample, am I supposed to sample in relationship? Am I supposed to sample this time? It's the best. And if you can advise another person, you have to know that, so that at least you can tell them, this is when you're supposed at least to have more than one, so that you can understand and look out for the qualities you want. Now, after getting the quality, this is the level that you get in. So we need to know the time.
Wacha nikuulize swali. No, this is personally for you. Do you think that you need to do that? Hiyo jina yenye Rodrigo anasema, which is very bad. So how do you sample ladies? Anyway, ni sawa. You think you sample ladies when you're in a relationship? Ama when you're...
To me, it is supposed to happen before you think of settling with anybody.
Thank you so much. I think I've Rodrigo peke yake.
Because when you're committing to somebody, when you take a step to approach someone, when you take, and something else we should also learn is that, getting to know one another is a process. Every single day there is something new you have to learn from your partner. And we should also understand relationship is not marriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
So,
yes.
Now we are supposed. Yes, I've got the qualities that I look at you and see. I see this. I like this. And approach you. Okay. Then what comes next? We continue learning.
Yeah.
And we should be sober enough to take that,
to see,
because in
see any
relationship
changes.
we are not married. Okay. but we hope one day we will, of which sometimes it goes wrong and we part.
Wrong.
You see? So we are able to be very, we are supposed to be very open to one another because we have agreed. We are still learning, and in the process, naweza ona kitu sitaweza kubea until the end, and I'm supposed to be sober enough to tell you because of this and this and this. If this doesn't change, if this, I cannot bear it till marriage. And kuliko you are in a relationship and you're breadcrumbing somebody. The best thing is when it happens and when you feel like things are not working right, tell them because of this and this, sit down, talk. If it cannot be changed, then there is no need to quit the relationship. If it can be changed or improved, there is no need to grow together.
Yeah, Nelson, whatever you're saying is very, very true. And from the start, Rodrigo said, there is singlehood, there is dating, there is courtship, and there is marriage.
Yeah.
So if I'm dating you and there is nothing coming out of it, there is no need for courtship.
Sure.
That's right. That's right.
If there is nothing happening in courtship, there is no need for marriage. So dating is a process of knowing one another. Get to know what you like and what you don't like. Get to know if you'll give me my primary language, if you not. So I'm an open-minded person in dating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hapo huyo jamaa ameongea kama wanaume 50 wa construction.
Apewe soda.
Mupatie maziwa kwa bili yangu.
To get to understand this, I can't learn your primary language if you're always breadcrumbing. Hakuna tunaniambia, how will I know your primary love language? I can't just come, me Michelle from there, and I'm like, uya anakaa yake ni quality time. You see? You have to,
Michelle, I believe.
Michelle, this is your answer. I'm sorry to interject you, Nixon. This is your answer. Anybody who's breadcrumbing you is not worth your time.
Sure. Tell them again.
Because your time, like I always say, even to my students, time is the most expensive commodity in this universe. Wachana na this one. Somebody who's breadcrumbing you, don't even sit them down to talk. Why are you affording them that kind of time? Baba, kanyanga kubwa ukienda.
Unatoa hiyo time wapi yenye ana?
Kanyanga kubwa ukienda, by the way. Kama yeye hana your time, mbona wewe unakubali? That's exactly what breadcrumbing is all about.
Yako inatoka wapi, by the way? Yako unatoa that time wapi?
Alafu, wewe unasampuliwa na unasema tusiwa sample.
I believe ukianza vile Michelle anasema about the breadcrumbing. I believe there is no time utapata breadcrumbing at the first time ya relationships. Utakuwa unapata everybody is like committed, like seriously committed. But if you see it starting to show up, I think the part of the introduction to the it's a way of breakup. That means that there's something this person ameona ambaye anaona this now is bringing a mess. And they are trying maybe to see if they can bear it or they want to quit. They are 50-50 in the same, you see? Okay. And if you're not able to sustain it in the first time, well, the time is there, everything is built together. If you mess up there, then you start experiencing the breadcrumbs.
Yeah. So I think we have done so much. We should decide on our side.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think we should proceed. Am I have something to add about that? We'll go to another thing.
No, we need to proceed, Sasa. We need to actually proceed.
Sure.
The last thing, Michelle, the last thing, I think it's very important. And actually, for any guy who breadcrumbs a lady, they need to mature up. They need to speak.
Thank you.
If nothing is happening, they tell you. They tell you from the beginning. They tell you the exact moment when the love stopped growing. They don't need to start doing that. Guys, we should not do that. It's not worth it. It's nothing. Actually, I don't know which word to use it. It's not good for a dude to do that to a lady.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank
And we
you.
should also understand, we should understand what caused it and why do we have it. You know, it will help us much. Ukijua what can cause it.
Yeah. So I think we need like Sasa to proceed on to other things because time is really not on our side. Hi, Michelle.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question here. So how do you know a man's intentions? Like, how will you get to know a man's intentions? So, according to me, if a guy has good intentions, he's not even afraid to talk to you about the future. Unaona tu ako committed, not just for a fling, but for something that will last. So someone who a guy who has a girl who has a lady who has good intentions, he's going to be willing to share his future with you. He or she is willing to open up to you. That's when you start learning each other's love languages. That's when you get to know that this man has good intentions, and that man is there to stay. Though kuna vitu happen in hapo katikati ya courtship and dating, but as we first said tukianza love languages, love is a choice. So it's up to you to make a choice whether to stay or to go. Yeah. Next, I want to ask this question to men, Kina Rodrigo. Why do men suddenly lose interest?
That's a very good question. Thank you for asking. Let me ask. In fact, let me begin from where you just left off. How do you know a man's intentions? Give them time. Give them time. Give them time. My friend ukikana mtu, they can only pretend for so long. And let me start by saying, you guys know, even before everything, the devil was once an angel before he became the devil. Actually, even up to today, the devil is still an angel. Right? The devil up to today goes to God for permission to ask, what nataka kwenda kutempt Michelle. Why? Because they're his responsibilities as an angel. What do I mean? I mean, you have to be very careful as a person, as a lady, as a man, to ask yourself and to be there with yourself. Unasema, I want to know this man's intentions. And because nowadays they are masked with so many things, I have to spend time with this man enough to be able to know what exactly does he want. And these are the conversations ladies don't have with their men. That's why, well, unakata kuask kuhusu finances, saizi vile tuna date, unangoja mpaka courtship. And then courtship ina happen, and then bado hujui, he stands with finances. Then finally, when we're getting married, unashanga mbona ujamaa ni pay do. Ulikuwa umeuliza nani akupee pesa. That's the other thing you need to learn. Sorry, what was your question before niende zangu so nipote?
I was asking, why do men suddenly lose interest? Your time they're dating and courtship, that's why they don't need to marry.
Acha nikwambie, there's never going to be a time when a man suddenly loses interest. People assume men ni robots. Ati we wake up in the morning and decide now we don't love this this person anymore. Even for us as men, it's a process. It begins somewhere. Kuna tuka kitu utafanya kata nifanya ni switch off. Na niki switch off, hapo ndio naanzanga. It's what you call a domino effect. One thing triggers another, until it gets to a point where I'm no longer even in the relationship. And you also have to understand, if you're dating an introvert has an issue communicating verbally. Not that they have a problem communicating, they have a problem communicating verbally. So you have to understand as a lady, this type of man that I'm dating, akona personality na kaje. Reasoning yake ni gani? Is it ethos, pathos, logos? Ama is it ile tunasemanga, can he be sat down to be reasoned with? Again, why is this so much on the lady side? Because like snakes, like all animals in nature, it is the female that chooses. Wewe usikiangi hata frog huko usiku yenye inalianga sana ndio ndume inajaribu ku attract dem. Inaanza kuwa inalia from morning to evening, but sasa dem ndiye anaenda kuchagua ni frog gani, dem frog sasa, female frog, ndiye anaenda kuchagua ni chali aina gani inataka. So men are all here. Boys are all here. This world is so big. What happens that a man loses interest? It's a domino effect. Kuna kitu unaweza kuwa umefanya imemuudhi na ule msee mwenye ha-communicate. So if you're a lady and you like being communicated to verbally, pick a guy that communicates verbally. Otherwise, you are just setting yourself up for failure. Alafu kwa unasema nilichezwa. Si ati ulichezwa. Si ati alikubreadcrumb. Wewe ndio uli make the wrong choice.
I would love to add something. What
Sure.
just said. Rodrigo said something about it's a slow fade. There is no day a man will wake up and say, I'm leaving this girl. There is no day in this world. It's all about slow fade. It's something you did. It's something you did that wasn't right. It's not about that it's at one day and I'm leaving. It's a consistent thing, something you've been doing for a very long time that annoys this guy. And you're not willing to change. That is the problem. You can annoy me today. Tomorrow you're changed. I'm okay with that. But if you're not...
Sorry.
Internet yako imepotea kidogo Kenya. Hatujasikia that last bit.
The last words hazijasikika.
I'm saying, if you annoy a guy for a very long time, for once, he's good. It's just a mistake. But if you continually do that, the thing that he doesn't like, that's another issue.
Nisikia Michelle umepewa jibu. Uliza ingine tutakujibu we are here.
So can I add something in that also? Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, you can add.
I can add.
I think. Sorry for that. So I think, as Rodriguez is saying, is very true. You will never find anyone. There is nothing about a sudden loss of interest. And everything is about how things are handled at every single time. Have you handled something until everything is sorted now, everybody is ready to, or you just, after things happen, you just assume them and move on and decide for yourself? You have to have time to engage to one another, talk to the roots of everything, and that will help you, because hakuna kitu about sudden. It has to have a trace of things that are causing it. And the biggest of all is lack of respect. That affects man so much, because every man interprets respect as love. Every single man. If you don't respect a man, you don't love them. So you have to understand that.
I think for me, what I will say about all that before we move on, I think we need to understand that communication is key. If you go in a relationship and you feel like the person when you're dating, about the person, the lady or the guy is not make you feel, you don't feel the vibe anymore, I think you just need to tell them. Don't breadcrumb them. You don't text them, because at the end of it all, we need to understand that that's very hurtful, mostly for us ladies. Very, very hurtful. Like, okay, breadcrumb to kill a time. It's very hurtful. So if you at a point you feel like, let me see, I'm not really enjoying what is happening right now, you just tell the person, if you feel let's just get out of this whatever we had, and then you go look for someone that is better than being breadcrumbed.
You're not really clear, Elizabeth.
I'm saying that if instead ya breadcrumb to, maybe you're in a relationship and then you're breadcrumbing that person. If you're really not interested in that person, instead of breadcrumbing them, unamghostisha. To ghost someone, you just tell them, unamwambia manze kuna venye I am not into this, what we separate, everyone and at least we tunajua you're not interested anymore, rather than we we are here thinking that we're in a relationship, and then ushaboreka and you're not telling me. So I think at the end of it all, their communication, it matters a lot.
Yeah, communication is important. Yeah, communication is very important. So we all agree that breadcrumbing comes as a result of lack of interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then you should know what causes that person to lack interest, and they were interested a time earlier. So if you understand why they might what might cause the lack of interest, then there will not
let me correct that before Emmanuel speaks. Let me correct something. Lacking interest is a symptom, but it's not the root cause that is now what we refer to as breadcrumbing. What is the root cause of breadcrumbing? Because lacking interest is a symptom of breadcrumbing.
Yeah.
Think about it, you guys. Think about it. Breadcrumbing, lacking interest is a symptom of breadcrumbing. But what is the root cause? The root cause begins from the very top. Why? Why are we dating? For what reason? That's the thing. If you get to know the reasons, by the way, if you have these conversations earlier, utajipata hata hizi mavitu za breadcrumbing haziko hapo.
Yeah.
Because then you'll get to know sote tuna rhyme pamoja. We are all headed for the same goal. Mi siwezi kuwa naenda kufunga pande ya Arsenal na wewe unaenda kufunga pande ya Man U. Na tunasema tuko team moja. You know? So let's and I like what Elizabeth is saying. Communication is key, ni sawa. That's very true. But then ask yourself, what form of communication am I, what route, what medium of communication am I using? If you're having someone who is ready to communicate, that's really easy because it's just sitting that person down. But then again, if you're having someone who can't even be sat down, let alone be reasoned with, then that now becomes a problem. So again, choose the kind of person you know you want to be with. And how do you know that? It's by spending time with this person. Don't rush things. Kaa chini, jiamulie. If I need to be single for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, I will be, as long as I know what I want. And if nobody is not giving me what I want, I'd rather just stay like that than being breadcrumbed bure or being night love. Msema ni night love na huku bana mpaka anashanga mwanzo na mwisho ni wapi? No. And by the way, there are those people who think they're really good with communication na bado wako pabaya sana. So again, understand, mimi kama Michelle, mimi kama Mboro, mimi kama Nixon, mimi kama Elizabeth. What's my mode of communication? How do I like, there are people who don't like being talked at, they like being talked to. Kuna watu wapendangi usiniteteshe niongeleshe. Ama usinikeleleshe niongeleshe. Unaona kuna wengine huko ana roll macho tunawaona sana. Kuna wengine they don't like being talked at, they like being talked to. Na kama majamaa tunasemanga hivi, don't talk about the chairman. Talk to the chairman.
True. So I think we should go on. Kuna hii, how to respond to breadcrumbs. So how can, if ukijua una breadcrumbiwa, how will you respond to them? First of all, characteristics, you said someone who's breadcrumbing you, happens sincere na dates, maybe for meetups, like they're not committed at all. So why kama wewe umenoti suggest a date? So ukiona wamehata mara kadhaa, that's when you say haiko serious. And okay, so for example, kama amehata mara kadhaa, confront them. Usishinde kusema ni sawa tu, labda next time. No, confront them. Why didn't you come? Talk to them, because that's a guy you're dating. According to you, that's a guy you're dating. So unafom confront, and you two, you have to discuss about the way forward, by the way. Then for those who, when you're texting out of the blues, they say for 3 weeks about texting you, they text you like after a month or something. Stop replying to their texts. If they tell you I miss you, tell them, oh, thank you for missing me. Change your response. Don't let them take advantage of how you're responding and they see that bado unataka kitu mkwe pamoja. There are these guys that wanakuacha for some time, then where they were, poor, then they're doing apologies, then they start giving you other sweet words and false hopes and false promises. Cut them off. If it goes too much, cut them off. Cut your ties. Uambie wenye kitu ni nice, so it's up to you guys to decide kama mtaendelea ama mtaendelea kuumizana. Alafu for those who like canceling plans the last minute, you had discussed at leo siku tunasema yenyewe bed kesho tunaenda place kama waterfalls, alafu all of a sudden mtu anaamka ati mgonjwa. Okay, sikatai unaumwa but this excuses zenye make sense man. Just tell it to my face that I don't feel comfortable working with you because you have a bad working style or anything. Just tell me to my face. I think that's how we'll end up well. You have something to add on, Elizabeth, about how to respond to breadcrumbs?
I think another thing we need to do is like how to really avoid history na for ladies usikae hapo kwa sababu most of us ladies we don't love hatupendi kuhurt mtu. So you notice that you're being breadcrumbed and then you just there like trying to understand. We always try to understand why it's happening, how it's our fault and all that. So I think one thing we need to do is we stop playing safe. Kama una feel uko breadcrumb, you just say it. I think upon your peer communication inakam unasema mi by na feel this and this, and then if it doesn't change venye Michelle amesema cut them off. This is why we say love yourself. If you feel uko breadcrumb, talk when there. Rodrigo, this is the part where you come help me run.
I tell you, run like the wind, run like you've never run before. Now ukitaka nikukujie na wheelchair, nipigie simu nikukujie tu, run like the wind.
And I think
you've never run before.
I think there is something that Rodriguez alituambia from the start. You have to know why you're dating at the first time. And I think how to respond to breadcrumb, there is no other option other than go to the root, know why you're dating. Because if you see there is a level of breadcrumb, then at a point there was someone who never understood why they're getting in it. Because I want to believe someone who is sober with what they're doing, there is no time they're going to give up on it. They will fight until to the last time to achieving whatever they started. But if you misunderstood the reason why you're getting in it, then automatically notice that there will be breadcrumbs on the way. So the way to respond to it, go to the drawing board, know where you never understood it, and now act from the root. That is my response to it.
Emmanuel wanted to say something. Manu, anatujoin kutoka. Azi Manu, sorry. Manu wanted to say something.
Hey guys,
Poa sana.
Manu.
I get the best being no.
Hatukusikia Manu.
Hatukupati smart.
Wow, guys, niko kazi.
Ati yuko?
Manu ako wax, Manu ako kazi.
Lakini nawasikiza, lakini the best thing to respond to breadcrumbs. I guess the quick it's good. Thank you for letting me know.
Exactly.
I've really not heard what you amesema.
I've not heard what
Manu fanyaje. Ebu text hapo kwa comment section, but I think nimesikia kenye amesema. Ukisikia msee akupendi, mwambie tu it's cool. Mwambie it's cool tu, hakuna shida.
It's not as easy as you guys are saying.
Actually, wacha nikwambie. Hata nikwambie, okay, it's not yet time for me to speak anyway. Wacha kwanza mmalize. Ama niongee, naweza ongea. No, I was saying this is very simple. Please, can we all learn to walk out? Aki, imagine working out is a nice option and it's a good option. And it's so bad that people have made it look like a crime that you want to work out. Please do. Please work out. Work out if you should. Never ever be in a situation that doesn't favor you, by the way. Usiwahi kuwa. And this notion of tunaleta 50-50, that is devilish, my friend. In fact, that is demonic. There's nothing like 50-50. Leta yako mia, mean leta yangu mia. I'm not, please. Listen, let me tell you something. Yes, the head is important because the head has the brains and everything, but without the neck, it cannot function. But guess what? Even the neck, without the head, it lacks purpose. So we all need to get to a point where we understand, hakuna cha 50-50, leta yako mia, mimi ni leta yangu mia. Kama hawezi fika bei, brother, sister, si ukanyange kuba kuba ukiendanga msi.
Yeah, very true. That's very true. Kama you're not compatible, you just have to.
Yeah, hata usingoje discussions za sijui, oh, I want explanations. For what, my friend? If you value yourself, can you value yourself enough to know how to walk out and when to walk out? Usingoje explanations, because the thing about explanations is they favor a certain situation. Usingoje patterns. Don't wait for it to be a pattern. Ndio unajidecide, sasa I need to walk out. No. Value yourself enough to know, by the way, imagine I'm worthy of being loved and I'm worthy of being given love 100%. If you're giving it and expect nothing less, as a guy, as a lady, expect nothing less. The moment you start to compromise, that's when you stop moving as a person. That's when you stop moving as a person. The day actually people say, you know, that's being too serious. I mean, that's being too strict. Excuse you. This is your life. This is your heart. This is your brain. Hakuna siku ingine utaipata. Life ni moja, unaishi moja. So can you spend it with the people who you know are for you? Watu wenye unajua ni Team Rodriguez kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni. Otherwise, if you're not, let me tell you guys what I practice. Me, imagine I believe who you are when you first show me who you are. I don't give you, hata saizi, let me give you an example, a real life example. Even if we break up today, mimi tukisha break up, imeisha na imeisha na imeisha. Hata ujaribu kurudi, hata unipigie magoti. Even if I get a message from God, hakuna. Because for me, I believe, and that's just me, I believe I am valuable enough. I am more than gold. I am more expensive than silver and gold and everything precious put up together. So utasema Rodrigo ni mbaya venye unataka, but at the end of the day, it is me who knows what I want. And if you're not giving me what I want, kanyanga kubwa kubwa, siste, uende ukiendanga. Learn to appreciate yourself. Learn to know who you are. Learn to know who are the kind of people that are on your corner. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. This is nobody's life. Learn to get to a point where you tell yourself, amenikosea ni sawa, but rather than argue with it, wacha mimi nitoke. Because hizo explanations, they never end up anywhere. And I'm sorry to say, but that's why you find kuna domestic violence. Why? Because somebody got married to the wrong person and now they're not communicating vizuri. Let me ask you. Now, I think this is a topic we should have, even though, you know, we're not parents, but we're heading, some of you are not parents, but we're heading there. Mbona uchape mtu mzima mwenzako? Mbona uchape mtu mzima mwenzako? Sio mtoto. You can be able to communicate. Na bado ashike kenye anataka kushika. Yeah? So ukiona mmefika mahali pa kuchapana, inamaanisha communicate, anakubeba kama mtoto kiakili. So let's learn to walk out. That's.
I think I'll add something to what Rodrigo said. Please, just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I think the point of understanding why people did something, we're trying to justify their action. Every time you do something wrong and I want to listen, I want to stay there and listen to the reasons why you did it, I'm trying to justify your action. So if someone did something wrong and something was coming out of it, I think you should walk away. For every lady and for every guy, walk away from it. There is no point staying there to start justifying what they did, giving you reasons that actually haikupeleki anywhere. So walk away. Don't stay behind to listen to reasons why they did that.
Okay. kuna kitu yenye Kioko, Manu amesema kwa nini? Amesema ignore the person, jitoe kabisa toka mbio. Like msee akikwambia I miss you, tell the person thank you for letting me know. Don't entertain that treatment. Kanyanga kubwa kubwa ukiendanga. Be a good person but don't waste time to explain. That is very true. And then another thing anasema, the moment umeanza give up, give the person time ya discuss issues, that person will definitely take you for granted. The best thing ni kutoka, no need for explanations, which is very true.
100%.
I think the way, okay, there are these signs that you know that someone is using you. First, they start making up petty excuses. Ati ni wao ndo wanaumia sana, we're making effort. They try to justify themselves, like someone has said here. And another thing, they make you feel small. Someone who's always not trying even to boost your self-esteem is not the right guy for you. Just move out of it, cut your ties. You can be friends, but it's at him to akuwe hapo kukuumiza bure. And I think another thing is your family and friends are worried. Like for me, I was in a relationship where my own mom asked, boy anakupenda. And I'm like, yes, you know you're blind. Yes, I know. He told me, no. If a guy is into you, he'll make effort, and no one will doubt it. Ukiona kitadi your family is doubting yenyewe wasikize, they know better. They have seen yenyewe tunasema kukula chungu nini kitu kama hiyo. I don't know. As much as maybe they're not upgraded, but I think the elders, if they tell you this is not the right way, just to listen. They know better, maybe. And I think your needs are not being met. I think some of us are in a relationship for a certain reason. Like you need someone to always be there to comfort you, someone to be your best friend. But if you feel that your needs are not being met in a relationship, just get out of it. That's all I have for now.
That is okay. And then another thing, I have a question. The last question, maybe before tumalize. Can you have unaweza kuwa breadcrumbed by an ex?
Yes, you can. It's true, you can. Like, well,
you can.
Okay, there are people who they say, my ex, you can be friends. They're talking to your ex, but for me, I don't advocate that. If someone is your ex, that's your past. Keep them huko nyuma, delete their number, block them. Sisemi uko mbaya, but you should know if
wacha hata hivyo. In fact, you're correct. Me, I support you 100%. Where hata uko poa. Mimi, let me tell you something, Elizabeth. Ex who? Ex ni nani? Ex who? Imagine my brain is so big, it has so many things to even title you somewhere as an ex for who? Your time, Zina. I don't have exes in my life. Because titling you an ex means I'm giving you some sort of... Because I don't have an ex in my life. Hiyo ni kukupatia title you don't deserve. I mean, my life is... Ex ni kumaanisha bado na kuna value uko nayo kwa maisha yangu. Hiyo time Zina.
True. So yeah, we have these exes. They come all of a sudden. We haven't spoken for a while. Then it's like, I miss you. I miss how we used to be, how we used to talk. Now I feel so lonely without you. And you're like, come on, you're my ex.
Why are you giving?
Yes, kama tukiwa na wewe, you are not seeing you will be lonely without me. What's the need of seeing it later on? That's
why are you even giving them that time?
That's what I'm saying. Kuna kitu Margaret anataka kusema. Sorry, Elizabeth. Margaret nimeona ameinua mkono.
Naona tusha move on. So nilikuwa nataka kuchangia your point ya making excuses. Make excuses for someone ati I understand. Ati anakwambia ati I was so overwhelmed with this and this. That's why I didn't have time to like text you, ask how your day was. As in, to make excuses for someone, nika unajaribu kuwaonyesha it's okay, I understand. Na unawapatia like the green light. They can always give you excuses for why they are breadcrumbing you or doing this and not doing, as in kuna vitu unafaa kufanya. If you know you're in a relationship, unajua this person, you are making this person your priority. See ati giving excuses for ati you have a lot of things to do, sijui nini, what, mbona hayuko among the kwa hiyo list. Umemweka utamtext na uko masaa 5 ati akiwa shalala utamwambia ati nilikuwa na vitu mingi za kufanya nini. Na there's this person actually nilikuwa naongea na yeye, and then alikuwa anasema ati then you don't love, as in alikuwa na justify all like the wrong things, ati how you should, if you love someone unconditionally, how you should like accept them the way they are. You can accept somebody for who they are and everything, the venye wako, they are everything, but unconditional love is not unconditional tolerance. So do not make excuses for anyone. Kama he won't give you his time, ama she won't give you her time, then kanyanga kubwa kubwa ukiendanga msee.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hey, hallelujah.
Can we say that
kuna kitu nimependa amesema very very important. Unconditional love is not unconditional tolerance. So ukiona wewe tu ni kutolerate kila time yake unatoka hiyo.
So can you also say that every time you receive the breadcrumbs, it means you must be even out of that the same, because kulingana na the discussion yenye tumepata all the way from the start, ina communicate that, you know, whenever you start receiving the breadcrumb, it means
net kidogo imeleta shida yake. Yeah.
For me,
net kidogo imeleta shida, but I agree.
Yeah, so
Sema Michelle, sorry.
You should have your stand. Yani, if someone is your guy or your girl, you should know I am nikifanya hivi Michelle atajam. You see? Nikikata ku show up in this Michelle inafaa kufika to that extent that you guys know each other, you know penye unaweza fika mtu to the core and everything. I think relationship is a choice. It's all about understanding each other. No, you're being taken for granted, you're being used, you're just being love breadcrumb, just get out of it. Si lazima tuende tukikuambia, you have your sober mind, you should know. You should know that you're worth the time. Mtu akikwambia ati I couldn't because I was cooking, okay, so or maybe I was going for something, we had a meeting. Like hata like a single text like, hey babe, how are you? How much will it cost you? You see, okay, I'm talking to pay attention, then you're not worth it. That's the thing. Just get out of it and be patient with yourself, love yourself and the right person.
Now let me ask, now because tume concentrate sana na love breadcrumb in a relationship, does that mean that it cannot happen in marriages where you're with this guy you're married, legally married, and then hakutext anaida job anakuja, it's just normal, and then ukimuuliza why have you not
now
job imekuwa tight.
In marriage that's what we call unaona ile tunaitanga, you know, where ladies start saying, you know, before we dated he was buying me flowers, he was remembering Valentine's Day. That's what is now breadcrumbing in marriage, because something simple as your birthday that he used to remember, now he no longer remembers. He used to text you mkitoka, you know, while you're at work, he always used to text. And then there's this excuse that, you know, Joe, I'm busy. And please let me tell you, if anybody is ever too busy for you, imagine that's not the right person for you. There's no excuse that justifies somebody not being able to text you. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
True.
Wow. But that's the simple truth. So whenever, even if it's happening in a marriage, like I said from beginning, you have to understand these stages. Mimi niko single, and the reason why people are single is you need to learn yourself. Mimi kama Rodrigo, who am I? Who am I as? Do I want to be with myself and I'm single? You see, that's the other thing that I've noticed with human beings, and especially youths. Why he era people? Do you know people are afraid of being alone by themselves? Yeah. So if you're afraid of being by yourself, who do you expect to be with you? Learn to stay alone. Learn to be comfortable being alone. That's singlehood. And then when you're starting to date, just understand. By the way, don't carry dating. Let's not confuse dating with courtship. Courtship is serious. It's way more serious than dating is. Courtship is where we discuss about finances and children and stuff like that. Those are not things you bring in during dating. Dating ni twende TRM tukakule ice cream, tutoke hapo twende tukafikiria kuhusu life. Tunafikiria kuhusu life, but there's nothing definite. Then tukiona the same goals in life, that's when we go now to courtship. Nakuuliza, Elizabeth, you know what? I think you compliment me. I think you're the person that I would want to be with. So I want to ask you, is it possible for us to push this dating forward? And even as we're pushing dating forward, now we're starting to, court. We're discussing now about when do we want to get married? How many children do we want to get? How will we deal with the finances, But now people skip courtship and go from dating to marriage all in one breath, unashanga. And let me tell you, by the way, usidanganywe na mtu, there's no definite time ati ya kusema I've spent time with 2 years with this person dating, so I know him. Apana. There are people who know each other after 6 months, after 3 months. I have a friend of mine. I love her to bits. She's called Erica. Erica is, right now she's in London. But when I first met Erica and we started dating, she knew what she wanted. And I was really, really excited. She knew what she wanted and all that kind of stuff. But I remember us sitting down and us having candid conversations of, you're going to London, I'm staying in Kenya, there's no problem with distance dating and all of that. But where we are right now, if you actually do date, we are going to just breadcrumb one another for no reason. So rather than get ourselves into that kind of trouble, just, finish up with things. I'll finish up with things. If ever we meet along the way and we decide we want to rekindle whatever it was there, we will. And if not, ni sawa. So we need to get to a point of having candid conversations as people. And I want to tell you this as an example. We started this conversation as 19 people. Right now we're 7 people. How many ladies are still here? That is what makes the difference. Because sometimes these discussions won't be awesome, won't be nice. How many dudes are here? This discussion won't be awesome, won't be nice, But we need to hear them. Why? Because it is from these things that we grow. Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Yeah? Please believe someone when they tell you who they are. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Yeah, nimeona Derry amesema hapo huko. Asanti baba. Sorry, endelea.
That's nice.
You have said it all. You have said it well. Well phrased. Michelle?
Yeah, I think we can now wrap it up, and we all agree that to avoid situation ya kuwa breadcrumbed, just have communication skills. Just say it venye iko black and white, usimfiche. Hivi ndio naona ni treat na sipendelee, so it's up to you to decide whether to move on au ama kukaa bado. So yeah, like always, mimi sijui nasikia tu niambia watu love is a choice. So it's your choice to choose to break down each other ama kukaa hapo mkisikizania mkipeana joto ama friends with benefits. There are people who say like that, but yeah, I think now we can stop. If someone has a question ama a comment that you can say out to everyone before we close. No, I can't see.
Kama hakuna.
So I think we're going to wrap it.
Allow me to say something. It's my first day. It's my first time here, and I'm loving it. I love whatever topics you guys are discussing it, and I really appreciate. I really appreciate. Liz invited me, and I thank her very much. Thank everyone who participated today. I'm amused by the topic you guys are discussing. It's awesome. I've learned a lot. I really appreciate. God bless you all.
Thank you. Who else wants to say something? Derry, you can say something to us. You go, Valienda.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Sorry, niko mahali kuna kelele. I was just listening to the entire meeting, and I must say, it's really educative.
Hello.
You guys have kind of content. Why? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so the topics are really wisely chosen, and you have done some good research, and you guys are handling it quite well, and it's really informative. I had a friend aliingia bundles zikamuishia katikati, ameniambia nimtumie screenshots za chat, and ameniambia it's really informative. It's really informative, especially for our fellow youths, and please keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so thank you guys for coming. This is Youthful Expressions, and we are your hosts, Michelle Midigo and Lizzie Mwaura. Thank you for joining us. Actually, we are powered by J.RODRIGEZ Entertainment. Rodrigo is the guy who with wisdom hapo mwenye connected them.
Yeah. There you go. Request there with us. Umasha video for 2 seconds.
Hatutakagi kuonekana sana, unajua tunakaa huku nyuma, but
behind the scenes.
yes, hatutaki kukutwa. You know, some of our opinions are not favorable opinions. Tunaweza kutwa usiku, sasa tunachezanga chini.
Okay, so but at least tumekuona. Thank you so much for being here. By the way, we appreciate a lot.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure being here, and I like that we're powering this, conversations. Like Derry said, this is what we need to talk about as the youth, and this is how we need to get these conversations going, because you'd be surprised how many 4, 3, 6 people know with regards to a topic, and it will save you so much as a guy, as a dude who's going to campus, and stuff like that. So let's keep having these conversations. Anything that Youthful Expressions need from J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment will be able to provide. We're actually thinking about buying you guys Wi-Fi. Sasa tumeona both of you need Wi-Fi wherever you are. So yeah, ndio mwache kupotea vile mnapotea. Yeah, because I can clearly hear mnapotea sasa, imekuwa shida. Yeah, so it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. And then I see before we wrap it up, Pia Faith, let me appreciate Faith. She has been here with us the whole time. Faith Wangeshi, that is so nice. And everyone else, Derry, Margaret, Kiganyamburu, we appreciate a lot. So it's a wrap up. Tunataka kumalizia, and from us as a host and from Rodrigo, we say thank you so much for attending. And then there's a session in the evening. Rodrigo, maybe you can talk about it before we wrap it up.
There's a session in the evening for those of us who love music, and it's Judge Fila coming. Judge Fila is the guy who was judging in I Can Sing, the guy with glasses, in case you don't know who that is. Judge Fila is the guy who's in charge of Red Fourth Chorus on your Limba na Sauti Sol. Whatever that song is, whatever people sing that song. But yeah, he's coming, and he's coming to talk to us, and he's coming to talk about his life and his career in music. And yeah, you should be there to listen. And after that, we're planning to, next Friday after this one, we're planning to have King Kaka come. And yeah, who knows? Yeah, but we're still trying to work on a few other things. But yeah, we are happy that it's coming up like that. So this evening, Judge Philip is called Philip Tuju Fila. He's coming in from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah. You can use the same link, J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment at Shinangi to get a password. This very link you're using now, you can click on it, Gion, and you'd still be able to get into the sessions. All our sessions are free because we believe in being able to deceive, like Elizabeth and Michelle like to say, any bundles too. Yes.
Bundles too. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I hope you will be able to attend that meeting, all of us. I'm sure we are going to learn. So, asanteni sana for being here with us. I think we can now wrap it up. Thank you so much. Goodbye from this side. Now you can leave at your own time.
Thank you so much, guys, for attending. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Let me log all of you out, Sasa.
Okay.